Out that Kareem Townes matchup should be a dandy.
Well, it should be, and I think if Townes is having a great night, this should be a good ball game.
Salle last played in this building a couple of years ago in the Valley Bank Fiesta Bowl tournament. They are familiar with the territory. All right, this Wildcat tip-off is brought to you by Jack in the Box, where there's always something new. And Joseph McClain controls the basketball for Arizona.
Salle comes out man-to-man now. They've been playing lots of zone so far this year.
Rayos. Nowhere to go. And Teasling working on him. Here's Stoudamire. Back into O's. Stoudamire to O's one more time. Turn around. 2 points. Rayos coming off a brilliant game.
Well, he's a double-double guy right now. He's averaging 16 points a game and over 10 rebounds. So he's been very, very productive. Burke, number 23, the good ball handler. Number 11 is Townes.
Landgren. And Teasling's shot won't fall. And out of bounds.
As we indicated, this has been a very veteran. Newton's not starting for LaSalle. He's been the regular starter. Landgren, the 6'9". Yeah, he did not play against Baylor.
Won't go. Ball out of bounds and out of bounds to Arizona. Visiting the Tucsonans was Romaine Haywood. 6'6", 200-pound junior out of Atlantic City, New Jersey.
Good save by McClain. Now we see LaSalle back in a 1-2-2 zone. They showed in the first set, first possession, straight man-to-man, and now they're going with their 1-2-2 zone.
All right, Stoudamire. Arizona leads it 2-0, just underway. 18 minutes, 37 seconds remaining in the first half. O's back out to Gary. Gary walks on his way to the basket, and Arizona turns over the basketball to the Explorers.
You know, he's so quick. Sometimes he's just so quick he can't handle it himself, especially when he crosses over. His pivot was his left foot. You have a tendency to lead with that foot.
Well, we got an indication last week when he blocked from behind and legally so a slam dunk. Long distance won't go. Rebound to Corey Williams.
That's Burke, 23. He and Townes will do most of their three-point shooting. They both shoot it up about 9 and 6 times a game.
Rayos 2 for 2 from the floor tonight. Arizona with a 4-point lead.
Yeah. Right in the middle of the zone.
This is Burke, one of the tri-captains for LaSalle. Landgren tied up by Williams, drives the baseline. And a foul.
There's a big guy that's a freshman out of Sweden, and he's really blossomed. He's had 2 starts now. This is his 2nd start. He's going to be a good player. There's a guy that can play on the perimeter, 6'9", take the ball on the drive, and try to slice in between McClain and O's, and picks up the foul. This is a pretty good free throw shooting team.
I was going to say, he's a junior national player for his native Sweden, and you'll like him so much, Coach, because now he's 9 for 9 this year free throw shooting. Shooting 1,000 still. Nice touch. Rangy.
I think, looking at him, you can project that he's going to be a good basketball player down the road. He's a good one already.
How about 10 for 10? From the free throw line, cuts the Arizona lead to 2, 4-2. 17 minutes.
And Townes, number 11, plays on the point. He's 6'3".
Intercepted. That was not the shot. That was a lob in. Then Teasling with it. They get it to the other end. Basket by Kareem Townes. All tied up, 4 apiece. Reggie Gary with the basketball. Shoots it to McClain at the top.
Townes is averaging 24 points a game. He averaged 22 last year as a junior, 22 as a sophomore. He did not play as a freshman.
Williams turns around for the 3. It won't go. The rebound off to Romaine Haywood. In case you joined us and are wondering where Lute Olson is, he's in bed right now. He's got a very bad back. Jim Rosborough at the helm tonight. More about that in a minute as Burke drives the lane, throws it up for a pair, off the glass. It works.
So two senior guards. Burke, he doesn't look very quick, but a good penetrator, good with the ball. And then Townes is so good with the basketball and can penetrate, shoot the three.
Williams can't throw in the hook. Landgren the rebound, and here come the Explorers again. And the pass intended for Haywood out of bounds. Turn it over to Arizona.
Burke leads that club in assists with almost 7 a game, about 6.5. Stoudamire for Arizona has almost 8 assists a game, 7.8.
Now Speedy Morse, animated, and why not? He last week won his 600th game as a coach when the Explorers beat Baylor down in Waco for the tournament championship there, and Ray O's cans it again. Steady Eddie again.
O's carrying the Wildcats early. The last 2 ball games, Stoudamire has started out with a real quick scoring effort. This time it's O's.
Landgren from 3, won't go. Townes, try to follow up, blocked. Haywood underneath, won't go. Ray O's with the rebound. He had 18 on Thursday night. Stoudamire. Geary. Back to McLean. Stoudamire from 3, won't go. Kicked out of bounds by LaSalle. And Arizona will get the ball out of bounds when we continue. We've got a timeout in Tucson. 15:41 left in the first half. We're all evened up at 6. The Wildcats and Explorers knotted at 6. Here at McHale Center, a patent play for Arizona lately, intercepted by Van Teesling. And the outlet to Townes winds up 2 points for the Explorers. They've got the basketball out of bounds. The referees changed their decision after the timeout. Townes from 3. Cans it.
He has unlimited range. It doesn't matter whether it's 3 or 4 or 5. He's a street shooter. He averages about 9 3-point attempts per game and makes close to 3 of them.
30% shooter from out there. They try to lob it into O's again. That doesn't work. Townes with the basketball, pulls up for another 3, long distance, dial it in.
They just let him shoot any place, and you can see what happens if he's on.
Townes with 8 of the Explorer, 12 points. 5 minutes gone in the game. O's with all of Arizona's points, misses. And here comes LaSalle. Paul Burke.
They're really looking for Townes all the time.
Back to Burke, and he jars it. Well, we know the Explorers like being out west, don't they?
They do. 2 good guards. They beat the University of San Francisco in the finals of the USF tournament. That's a good win. San Francisco beat New Mexico in the pit earlier in the year. So they've got to be a good, solid basketball team. They've shown that so far.
Stoudamire from 3. That won't go. Damon 0 for 2 from outside the arc. On the floor, O's gets it to Williams. He gives it to Stoudamire. It's taken away by Townes. Well, that defies description. However, Geary with the basketball.
Now, the other quality Townes has is he's very quick. He led the conference in steals. He and Burke both at 2.5 steals a game. So these are 2 solid guards. One 6'1", one about 6'3". The one thing maybe that would concern LaSalle, they're short with 1 guy now. Newton is hurt. They've been playing about 7 people. Arizona should have a little depth advantage, and Arizona makes their first substitution right here.
Jarvis Kelly replaces Corey Williams for the Wildcats. As you saw a moment ago, Arizona with 5 turnovers already. Here's LaSalle's 3rd. Back to McLean. McLean under the basket, looking for help, gets it from Kelly. And the sophomore's in for 2.
Joe McLean switched off on Townes that time and was able to make the interception.
LaSalle with a 6-point lead.
This is what they call their stack or their box.
Landgren's shot won't go. Here's Stoudamire at the other end. Dishes to O's. And a foul, and they're going to charge it to O's. Charging on Ray O's. One more look. Hey, Coach.
I think it's a pretty good call. I'd go for it.
All right. Good job by Landgren and so far for the Explorers. 6-point lead, 14-8. Under 13 to go in the first half. Here's Townes, 3 points again, off this time. Stoudamire with the rebound. McLean at the other end, and he was fouled on the way to the hoop. Foul's going to be on Paul Burke.
Arizona, the last two possessions where LaSalle has missed, they've really been vulnerable to the break, and we might see as the ball game goes along that Arizona will have some transition advantages, 2-on-1, 3-on-2. Of course, if they score, that's going to take that away, but in the last two possessions they missed, and Arizona was able to score a basket and get fouled here in their two possessions. And again, Joe McLean doesn't shoot the basketball very well. As a free throw shooter, he's improved in that area. He's 75%. And his perimeter shooting has gotten a little bit better as he gets more playing time.
All right, 14-9, LaSalle out in front.
Arizona might try to trap in here a little bit.
Townes from way away. That doesn't go. Brought out the oohs and ahs. Here's Burke. Another tray missed. Here's Gary. Well, this Explorer squad is not bashful about shooting the basketball. No doubt about that. Here's Gary. Works it in. O's needs help after the double team. They fired into Kelly, and there's a foul. And the foul is on Haywood.
There you saw in that last possession, LaSalle likes to trap in the corner. When Arizona gets the ball into the corner, they're going to send two people after the ball.
Townes takes a break. He gives way to Mike Gizzi.
Number 34, Miles Simon.
And the freshman, Miles Simon, comes into the Arizona lineup, replacing Joe McLean. Into O's. This time the lob works.
Well, they've been looking for it. I think the other key is this matchup right here. If Damon Stoudamire can keep Burke working hard to get that ball.
Out of bounds.
That should be a factor as the game goes along. Arizona's still good man-to-man defense in these first 8 minutes.
Newton. Bounce pass to the side. Shot. Good. Cannon by Burke. 16.
Yeah, he's averaging 12 points a game, averaged 13 the last year, so he's been very, very consistent.
Another 6-point lead for LaSalle. Here's Gary trying to trim at that. Gets it. Reggie Gary, who continues to improve his outside shooting, cans a tray. Now it's a 3-point game. Gary shoots slightly better from the 3-point range than he does from 2.
And a lot better than he does from the free throw line.
Shot missed. O's to Stoudamire. They got Gary all the way at the other end. Goodbye. Reggie Gary's been very high around that particular basket lately. As we mentioned the other night, he legally blocked a dunk against the Houston Cougars.
If LaSalle does not shoot a great percentage, they're going to be very vulnerable to the break as the game goes along. Here's their 1-4.
However, that's answered right away. Romaine Haywood with a tray. Haywood's got 3 points now. LaSalle has 20, Arizona 16. Simon working the ball into O's. Back to the freshman. Cross quarter to Gary. Gary up again for 3. In and out. And with the ball out of bounds, we'll take the timeout as well. We've got 10:32 left in the half. LaSalle remains up, this time by 4.
You can use a bat and a glove, a skate.
Well, they do that. The ball goes baseliner in the corner, and you'll see here as the ball goes in low to Rayos. Van Tesseling and Newton come back and trap him right there. Try to contest the pass, kick it back out. Now the defense has to rotate. Leave some people open. Reggie Gary almost gets the ball to Kelly for an easy basket.
All right, back to the live. Stoudamire charged with a foul in the LaSalle backcourt. They get it out of bounds.
Stoudamire in the first 10 minutes has not scored a point. He's taken one shot. Newton now in the game, number 31, did not play against Baylor.
Gizzi working on Simon. Burke Rebound taken away and a jump ball, Kelly, and the arrow goes towards LaSalle.
Van Teesing is 6'10". He's about 220 pounds, just learning to play basketball. Made the all-tournament team in the USF tournament 2 weeks ago.
And it goes, Gizzy misses off the glass, and we have a foul.
Last year he averaged about 5 points a game. This year he's up over 8 and about 6 rebounds. So he's a key player for LaSalle. The kind of year they're going to have is probably going to depend on him at 6'10", who gives them some good size.
Everett Catlin into the ball game, number 55 for LaSalle. The foul, by the way, was on Van Teesling. That was his first personal. And he is now on the bench. Out to O's. Stoudamire.
Pretty good rotation on that zone. And what Arizona really hasn't done yet, there's penetration. That's about the first time.
O's for 3, won't go. Slapped in. Miles Simon.
Well, he's got his left hand up in there against those big guys. Quick jumper. Gets on the offensive board very well. He's playing the 3 spot for Arizona right now.
Turn around by Newton, won't go. Rebound by Kelly. Kelly now with 2 rebounds tonight. Here's to Geary. Geary kicks it back over to O's.
Pretty good recovery in the zone.
Geary has to bat it down to O's, who recovers for Arizona.
He really made a great save there. He couldn't catch it. There's your penetration and kickoff. That's vital against the zone.
And out of bounds to LaSalle, so say the referees. Joseph Blair dressed tonight. For those of you watching in Philadelphia, he has been out of action recently with a academic matter, a team matter, nothing to do with the league or the NCAA. And he's suited for the first time in 3 games. O's down into Kelly. Kelly makes it for sure.
Arizona took advantage of the 2-3 zone on out-of-bounds plays underneath.
Burke being guarded by Stoudamire. We're all even at 20. Landgren walks. And a turnover on the Explorers. Back into the ball game for LaSalle is Kareem Townes.
He sat out quite a while. I think he took a couple of shots that maybe Speedy wasn't too happy with. He's got 8 points. He averages 24 a game.
Simon to McLean. McLean going for 3. Won't go. Rebound off to Gizzy. A 20-20 tie with just under 8 minutes to go in the first half.
Now LaSalle has Townes playing the point. Burke's getting the rest. We haven't seen him on the point much. He's usually the off guard. He's a shooter.
Gizzy works it into Haywood. Works on O's. Throws up a left-hander, and it's good.
He's a good, tough player. Now, he didn't play against Baylor. They had to play without him. Good, steady player. Their best rebounder. 6'6" and strong. There's the good hands of Townes again. He reached behind Stoudamire and almost kicked that one into his teammate.
All right, we've got a timeout, Coach. 7:29 left in the first half, and the visiting Explorers have a 2-point lead. From 3, and he puts it in. Arizona retakes the lead for the first time in a long time.
Big offensive rebound. And that's what the zone will do to you. You're kind of vulnerable for offensive boards. If you could be aggressive and get your people on the offensive boards in the gaps against that zone, it can pay off for you. Simon covering Townes now as Geary takes a rest.
Freshman from Mater Dei High School guarding Townes, who shoots over him. Not good. Gizzy has it taken away by McLean. Stoudamire drives, puts it on the layup, and it's good. He got the penetration.
Started to penetrate the last 3 or 4 possessions. He kicked off the other 2 penetrations, but that time he gave a hesitation dribble, held up, and then just took an extra step and got the good shot off the board, off the glass. And that's his first 2 points of the game.
He had been unsuccessful twice from three-point range. Here's Gizzy. He's unsuccessful. Top of the basket. Rebound to Ray Owes. Quickly down to Miles Simon underneath, and he is fouled. And while we slow it down for just a second, today's winner of a pair of tickets from Jack in the Box to a Wildcat home game is Michelle Fontaine. Enter the drawing for U of A home game tickets at all Southern Arizona Jack in the Box restaurants.
I think what we're seeing now with 5 minutes to go in the half, LaSalle has relied on the perimeter. They really have not gotten the ball inside at all. Newton got one 10-footer inside, and they've been forced by Arizona to shoot outside, and they haven't shot very well here in the last 5 minutes. And when they do miss, it results in an easy transition basket for Arizona. So they're going to have to really pick up their shooting if they're going to stay in this game.
Simon about a 60% free thrower. 2 for 2 in this sequence.
Number 21, Haywood back in for LaSalle. Number 44.
3-point field goals tonight. LaSalle with a slide edge.
Arizona thought maybe they could press LaSalle, although this is a veteran team.
All 5 starters returning from last year's team, although Derek Newton hurt his ankle, did not start tonight. Here's McLean with the rebound. Geary back into the lineup for Arizona. Haywood back in for LaSalle. Turnaround by Owes won't go. Rebound, Simon.
Simon with another big offensive board.
And he's fouled from behind by Landgren. So we'll see him at the line again.
You know, Simon got 13 points against Florida State. I believe he got 12 against Michigan. He's averaging 8 points a game, and he's getting more minutes each time out. These are one of the reasons he's playing more. 6'5", very good offensive board man, and good around the basket when he gets the basketball.
34, Miles Simon at the line, shooting 2.
Freshman from Mater Dei High School in Orange County, California. Well, he's improving his free throw shooting tonight. 3 for 3 thus far.
Well, Arizona has not been a good free throw shooting team so far this year. And here's a guy, as he plays more, he's probably going to be on the line because of his ability around the basket to pick up fouls and get his shot away. Gives Arizona a chance again to press.
He's got 9 points. Arizona has a 7-point lead. Arizona doing a good job defensively against LaSalle. The Explorers have missed their last 5 shots from the floor. Here's Townes. And we have a foul away from the basketball.
I think it was on Corey Williams.
You're absolutely correct.
Number 33, Corey Williams. His
Second personal foul for Williams. 4 team fouls for Arizona, 5 on LaSalle.
Not many fouls so far in the game. Of course, LaSalle playing the zone. Arizona really not penetrating against the zone much early.
Now way off. And the ball out of bounds. It's going to the Explorers.
Townes averages 24 points a game, but really in the last 3 or 4 shots, he hasn't looked like a real good shooter.
5 minutes left in the first half. Shot by Van Teesling won't go. Reggie Geary with the basketball. LaSalle held a lead for most of the half thus far. Here's Williams for a pair, won't go.
Now Reggie Geary playing the point for Arizona now. McLean playing the 3-man and the Simon the 2, although those 2 positions are pretty much the same.
Landgren in and out. Van Teesling with Burke being watched by McLean.
And LaSalle's really had a tough time getting shots, and this is where Arizona really is their strength. They've really been giving them a lot of trouble.
Townes shoots, foul called, foul on Reggie Geary. It'll be his first personal foul tonight.
Well, he should get a chance to shoot 3 here, and he's a 84% shooter, so again, that helps the scoring average. Usually good scorers are very good free throw shooters, and this guy is one of the best at 84%.
Speedy Morris recruited Kareem out of Southern High School in Philadelphia.
6'3", did not play as a freshman. In those days, they call him a Prop 48. He did not qualify. So he's played as a sophomore and a junior, and this is his senior year.
Recently named the most flamboyant in the league by one of the basketball magazines, talking about the Big Five.
Was picked as the most valuable player in that USF tournament last week up in the Bay Area. As we indicated, scored 37 points against Baylor 2 nights ago.
Well, he cans 3 in a row.
So he's at 11 right now. And they extend their defense. A little trapping here.
Free throw effort by Townes cuts the Arizona lead to 4 points with 4 minutes left in the first half. Here's Joe McLean from 3-point range. No good. Kelly back to McLean. Miles Simon alone for 3. Put that one away.
Yeah.
Miles Simon with 12 points in the first half.
Crucial rebound. Kelly right over the back of Van Teesling. So again, maybe fatigue a little bit of a factor.
Burke sets up, cans it for 3. Arizona quickly down to the other end. And Simon double dribbles. Turn it over to the Explorers.
Yeah, he knew he double dribbled. He really didn't want to pick it up, but he had no other choice.
Jim Rosborough at the wheel tonight. Lute Olson hurt with a bad back. More about that later. Arizona, though, up by 4.
Every score, every deal, every headline changes the world of sports. Sports Channel keeps you up to date
with their own 3. This time, they get into the corner to find Paul Burke. Puts a good move on Miles Simon. And that's keeping LaSalle close. 32-28 our score. 3 minutes and 22 seconds remain in the first half. Coming to you live from McHale Center. Third meeting all time between these two schools. And that one's in for 3. Hit by Romaine Haywood.
They've done a pretty good job against the press by skipping the ball across and get some unmolested jumpers. But those 2 guards have scored 21 of LaSalle's 31 points.
And let's get a judgment on this. Out of bounds to Arizona.
LaSalle shooting 32%. Most of those on the perimeter. So going into the halftime, Arizona will probably recognize, hey, they're not getting anything inside. They're staying in the game with their perimeter shooting. And the percentages are in our favor in that particular case.
Owes drives the basket. And he will go to the foul line.
I think that's one thing Ray Owes has been doing a little bit more of. We saw it a couple times in the Houston game when he put the ball on the floor and took it to the basket. And here we see it here against LaSalle. If he adds that as an offensive threat to his game, then that's going to make him a better basketball player. He hit those 3 jumpers early. Now he's taking the ball to the basket. He presents some real problems in if he's going to hit the jumper and he's going to hit the drive. And you become a difficult offensive player to handle. That's an area he'd like to improve on. He's shooting 63%, but his free throw looks pretty good today.
He pairs them up. Arizona with a 3-point lead. Under 3 minutes to go in the half. 34-31 Wildcats. McLean working on Burke across the timeline.
LaSalle with their veteran basketball team, very patient against the press, and the press has not really stirred up any tempo. It has not created any steals. It slowed LaSalle down maybe a little bit.
Inside it goes to Van Teesling. He lays it off the glass for a pair.
I think that's their first inside basket in the game.
Those are his first 2 points tonight. 1-point game.
Now, Townes on the point. He's a little tough to get around to penetrate because of those long arms.
McLean won't go. Ball batted out of bounds. Arizona will have the possession. Reggie Gary has tossed in 5 points so far tonight. Inbounds the basketball to McLean. Stoudamire works it into Owes, however a whistle. And a foul
Number 50
on Van Teesling. That is his 3rd personal foul.
So they've got Newton in there quick. Newton's been a starter, but they lose a little size now. He's only 6'6", and Teesling 6'10".
Arizona in the bonus now, so they'll send Rayos to the line, shooting 1-on-1. Another freshman, as in true freshman, enters the Arizona lineup. This time it's Michael Dickerson out of Kent, Washington. Arizona with another great recruiting class.
Probably a little quicker with Dickerson in there.
A couple of years ago, Arizona down in New Orleans had 5 freshmen on the floor at one time. Guys like Chris Mills watching nearby. Hose having a banner night from the free throw line. He had his career high in rebounds against Houston last time out.
He's got 12 points so far in this ball game. First half.
Burke to Newton. And a foul. And it's on Rayos. Now make it Michael Dickerson.
His first personal 16 foul.
So Michael arrives just in time to pick up a foul. Arizona with 16 fouls now. So
Flickage, he's a true freshman. It's Dickerson on Townes. Dickerson pretty quick, about the same size. That's a good matchup.
Brian Flickinger, coach referred to, 6'9", 185-pound freshman from Zionsville, Indiana. Here's Burke on the turnaround. Won't go. Rebound off to Geary, but a whistle. And a foul underneath on LaSalle.
That's on Romaine Haywood. He's about 6'6", averaging 8 points a game for them. Their front line is 6'6", 6'6", and 6'10", with Teasley in there. Tonight they were a little bigger with Landgren starting.
At the line for Arizona, number 23,
Michael Dickerson. Went to Federal Way High School in Kent. He'll get a second free throw. 6'6", 191-pounder. And getting some serious time. Both he and Miles Simon contributing early on in the season to Arizona. A 7th-ranked basketball team by the Associated Press.
And they moved up a notch. They've been 8th. CNN had them 8th, but I see where the AP had them 7th today.
There's Burke, has it batted away by Stoudamire, then recovers. They go inside to Newton. Newton with a bad ankle, kicks it back out to Burke. Newton did not play on Saturday night at Waco. He misses everything, and it goes over to Geary. Geary leaves it for Stoudamire all alone and won't go. Burke with the rebound. Quick outlet pass to Townsend. However, Geary's with it. Should be interesting. Used the left side. Boy, that's not easy to do.
And he used his left hand as well. But used the basket to keep Reggie Geary from blocking the shot. You know, a key teaching point for young players. When you're going for that layup, go to the opposite side. Use the basket as a shield so people can't come over the top and block your shot.
Those are two very quick basketball players at that end of the court.
Number 11.
Take a look how he once again changes the hands now. Watch him use the body here.
This is the second time he's finished a real tough layup leading the break, but he's one of the best. As he gets the ball out in front, he might have 2 defenders down there or 1. He's probably going to be able to finish it or at least get on the foul line.
Stoudamire gets some lip service to put that one in.
That's his 3rd point of the half. The guy averaging 18 or 19 points a game. He's taken very few shots. Been content to maybe penetrate and pick off a little bit and get his teammates involved.
So far, Rayos with 12 points. Leads Arizona scoring. Almost thrown away. Haywood keeps it down LaSalle's end. Townes, this is for 3. It won't go. Rebound off to the freshman Dickerson. Outlet pass to Geary. Geary wants 3. Newton with the rebound. And it doesn't appear that Derek Newton is feeling all that comfortable on the court right now.
And LaSalle did not go for 1 shot the last time down. Arizona almost had a chance to convert. Now they'll play for 1. You see a 1-4. And here's where Burke's very good. Scouting report indicates he's very good on penetrating and has that nice full extension. He's able to get the shot off over Stoudamire, who's a couple inches shorter than he is.
All right, LaSalle picks up 2 at the end, and they make it within 3 of Arizona. We've played a half of basketball in Tucson. Our score, Arizona 40, LaSalle 37. We'll be back with our halftime activities for you right after this. Kareem Townes leads the Explorers in points. Miles Simon, the freshman, along with Rayos, up with 12 apiece. Okay, we'll get back to the second half. Have 20 minutes of basketball for you. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
those people over 40 are going to have those kind of pains.
I
think
no
Luke's over
idea.
40. And
I don't know about
you're
that.
getting close to that, right?
Another month. I don't want to talk about it. So that's what Bob Mullen, the athletic director of LaSalle, was talking about a moment ago. Lute Olson out tonight, but the Wildcats up by 3. And Arizona with the basketball. Here's Stoudamire. Geary works it. Arizona around the perimeter. Still 20 seconds left on the shot clock. Stoudamire from way away 3. It won't go. And LaSalle's Haywood has the rebound.
Arizona's only 3 for 13 from threes. Geary has 1, and Simon has 2.
Burke played 18 minutes of the first half with the basketball, working on Geary.
The 2 guards have been the key. They're shooting over 50%, right at 50, 9 for 18.
Townes alone for just a second, throws the 3. It doesn't go. Lundgren with the good rebound. Gets away from him, out of bounds. Yeah, Joe McLean sliding around here. And out of bounds to LaSalle.
So I'm sure Arizona will really work on Townes. And Joe McLean had 3 steals in the first half. Almost gets another one there.
There's a picture of desire right there.
I think this guy right here has been the key in the ball game. Couple of steals, 6 assists.
And he can hit the 3.
Yep, 12 points.
Lundgren bounces it to Haywood. Haywood working on McLean. Throws up a turnaround and a foul. And McLean, a tad bit animated, does not agree with the call. That'll be his second personal foul tonight.
Burke has hit 2 threes. He's 5 for 9 from the field. He's got 5 assists. Only turned it over twice against Arizona's pressure. 6 for 6 from the line for LaSalle. Good free throw shooting team, a veteran team. All 5 starters back. As a team, they shoot 71%. That's what you'd like to have.
Well, I'll tell you what, look at Arizona basketball. A lot of Pac-10 teams over the years, they shot free throws like that. A lot different outcomes in the Pac-10. Geary shoots it in. However, at the other end of the pass, well, there's O's. Looked like Burke was going to get it. Geary goes down underneath. Corey Williams with the slam. Those are his first 2 points tonight.
Well, that's an important principle in zone offense. Penetrate the zone and then kick off. The zone has to adjust to penetration. And when they rotated over, they left Corey Williams wide open. And his teammate got him the basketball for an easy dunk.
Haywood around McLean again. Gonna call the same foul. That was almost a replay.
His second personal, second team foul.
Well, Haywood, is about 6'6". They're about the same size.
Shooting 2.
But I think Haywood is more of an inside player than Joe McLean is, and so that's kind of a challenge for Joe. They're taking him down there as a 3-man and making him cover as a postman. The other thing that LaSalle has done, the first adjustment we see right now is that Burke is back in the back line on their zone. He's not on the wing. He's one of the deep men, and they put Van Tessley not on the wing. He's 6'10". No, Langren, 6'10", on the wing. In fact, it's a 1-3-1 zone right now. They've changed.
McLean from 3, off the heel. Williams back out to Stoudamire. He's double teamed quickly, shoots over the pair. And in. His first 3-pointer of the night. He did it over 2 gold jerseys.
A long time coming. That's 7 points for Damon.
Burke working against Stoudamire. Townes throws it up for a pair. In it goes.
Number 11.
See, there's McLean is 6'6", and he's right on him, but that great extension and those long arms that Townes has.
Stoudamire going for back-to-back trays. Count them. Well, this could get interesting. Townes versus Stoudamire and the long-distance phone calls.
Well, and I think the 1-3-1, Arizona's probably adjusted to it better than LaSalle has as far as applying the 1-3-1 zone. There seems to be some more gaps in it.
Ball taken away from Lundgren. McLean has his pass deflected. However, Geary comes up with it. Well, He's starting to warm himself on this December night. And a timeout on the floor. Damon Stoudamire hits for 9 points and 3 shots, and LaSalle's going to talk about it. We'll be back.
You're watching Sports Channel.
Mid-Atlantic Bank. Service.
Is your money spread between banks and brokers? For one dependable source, come to us.
Service.
2 p.m. or 2 a.m. You can call us and reach a real banker, not just a computerized voice.
Service.
Need a bank that sees your point of view? We're flexible in finding solutions to meet your needs.
Service. We didn't invent it. We're just trying to perfect it.
It's a shootout at the Shore, Saturday, January 7th at 6:45 p.m. when the LaSalle Explorers meet top 5 foe UMass at the Atlantic City Convention Center. The game features former Atlantic City High School alums Lou Rowe against Romaine Haywood as UMass is challenged by Speedy Morris's up-and-coming Explorer Quintet. It will be a special night of major college basketball action at its best. Tickets are available at all Delaware Valley Ticketmaster outlets or call the LaSalle Ticket Office at 215-951-1999.
Mid-Atlantic Bank. Service.
Waiting too long for decisions? We give you fast answers on borrowing.
Service.
Want a bank that really listens? Understanding your individual needs is our top priority.
Service.
Looking for a better way to reach your financial goals? Our advice can help.
Service. We didn't invent it. We're just trying to perfect it.
Damon Stoudamire played on Team USA at the Goodwill Games in St. Petersburg last summer, and he's been shooting from all over the world recently. Made 3 threes, and Joseph Blair, who's been out for a while, is back into the ball game for Arizona. After sitting with some academic problems, and Townes travels, and Arizona's got the basketball, and now Speedy Morris has his hands full.
Reggie Gary made it great. Now we see LaSalle back in their 1-2-2 zone that they played all the first half.
O's. Simon back out to Stoudamire. Passes up for 3, penetrates, lays it down to Blair. Blair's fouled, and he'll go to the line. And again, to repeat for those of you watching from Philadelphia or elsewhere in Arizona, let's take a look at the penetration here. Stoudamire penetrates, triple teamed, and somebody's open. Guess who?
If you can do that continuing against a zone, then that's probably the easiest or simplest offense you can run. Penetrate, kick off.
Blair was not suspended from the team for any NCAA or Pacific 10 conference problem with his academics. It was a standard set by Arizona's coach, Lute Olson.
Well, it looks like he didn't practice his free throws while he was suspended.
Hasn't done that, really.
31%, and he comes out here and misses his first one.
Well, he's at 50% on the night now. He's got his first point in a couple of weeks. And Arizona with its largest lead, 52-42, 16 minutes and 9 seconds remaining in the game. Townes. Try to get back inside to Van Tiesling and out of bounds. Newton will inbound the ball for LaSalle. Newton did not start. Here's Burke from 3. Won't go. Townes with the rebound. To Burke. Passes up 3. Haywood. Townes. Burke's alone for 3. Cannon.
Three-pointer by 23,
Paul Burke now with 15 points on the night.
Those two guys had 25 in the first half.
And a whistle. And a foul on Jasper Van Tiesling. And this is not good news for LaSalle with 15 minutes plus left in the game. He's got 4 fouls.
Well, that means they'll have to go to some young players. They do have some other size on the bench, but it's very young. Freshman.
Not a good prospect when Blair just returns to the Arizona lineup. Gary's pass is rejected. Townes comes up with the ball for LaSalle.
Boy, there you saw the quickness of
Newton underneath. He has it rejected. No, it's a foul.
you saw the quickness of Simon on that last penetration.
Number 15, Joseph Blair.
Here's Joseph Blair. Will come into your screen on defense. And he picks up a foul.
Make sure Newton does not get the ball away, and they'll have to go to the free throw line.
Here's a substitution you suggested might happen. Van Teesling out with 4 fouls. Everett Catlin in.
Catlin's about 6'6". He was on the squad last year. Did not get a lot of playing time.
Newton now with 3 points.
He's averaging 7. Was the newcomer of the year in the Midwestern Collegiate Conference last year.
Ray Hose with 6 rebounds. He's headed for a double-double tonight. He's got 12 points. Miles Simon to the corner. Arizona with his 3 guards and a whistle. And a foul underneath. And it's on Everett Catlin. That's his first personal foul tonight.
Catlin's about 200, so he's given about 4 inches away inside there to O's and Blair, plus about 40 pounds.
Simon shoots it backdoor to Geary. And the amazing flying Reggie Geary strikes again.
Well, after an out-of-bounds play in Arizona has a history or a tendency, a characteristic, inbounding the ball and then looking for the lob.
Townes quickly fires, won't go. Simon quickly down the court and a little brush there. There will be a foul, no harm done. Looked more dramatic than it actually was. Burke over there and got a piece of Geary. For Burke, that it will be his second personal foul tonight. Freshman Miles Simon to Reggie Geary, right on the money. 2 of Arizona's points. Another look.
That's a 2-man screen, or the screening the wingman. Arizona running a little different zone offense right now.
However, very similar result. This time it goes Stoudamire to O's. Ray O's with 14 points. Arizona with 56, 10 more than LaSalle.
Arizona spotted up pretty much in the first half, just putting people around the perimeter.
Catlin, before he was fouled, blocked. Turn it over. Arizona had a rash of turnovers in the first 5 minutes of this game. They've settled down quite a bit, and they've now been forcing LaSalle to make the turnovers.
Arizona's been running Stoudamire through and on the baseline. A little different offensive pattern than they ran in the first half. They did not run any of this in the first half.
Back into Blair. Blair amongst 5 gold jerseys. He puts it up, and he's fouled. And the foul is on Paul Burke, his second in a couple of minutes. Now he's got 3 fouls. Paul Burke has been keeping LaSalle close. Wildcats not afraid to work the perimeter, then go down underneath.
Well, and Damon put the ball on the floor and penetrated a little bit, collapsed the zone, and that opened some passing lanes. And again, that's very effective zone offense. That's all you really have to do.
And the free throws continue to haunt Joseph Blair.
Arizona was 13 for 14 in the first half. JB did not play in the first half, so that helped their free throw shooting.
There you go.
But his release looks good. Got good backspin on the ball. A little better arch. On both second shots, he was a little better.
Newton setting the screen for Burke. Into the corner it goes. Gizzy for 3. Count him.
He's a freshman. Good-looking player.
LaSalle pulls with an 8 of Arizona. And another foul. This one, it's on Newton. So Derek Newton picks up his second personal foul.
That's already 6 fouls on LaSalle, so Arizona will be one-on-one after this, and that'll make it much tougher for LaSalle to catch up, because every time they give a foul, it's a possible 2 free throws.
Blair shoots the pass back in, broken up by Newton. Make it Haywood.
In the LaSalle lineup, 0.
Olaf Landgren, freshman from Sweden, back into the ball game, replacing Derek Newton.
See if Arizona runs another lob play now. Inbounds.
Stoudamire quickly turns, and he turned the ball over when he switched hands.
You know, we don't see officials carry much anymore in basketball, but most good guards carry the ball all the time, and Damon's no exception. But you need to dribble that way. Look at the guard right now. He's carrying the ball is what he's doing. And as long as you keep your ball on the side, hand on the side, they usually don't say much.
Gizzy misses, out of bounds. Now, Speedy Morris has seen a lot of basketball games. He's had 600 wins so far in his career.
Yeah, he coached the LaSalle girls basketball team for a couple of years.
One of the few guys to make that transition. He's an outstanding high school basketball coach in the Philly area. Then he went to LaSalle, and for 2 years he was the women's basketball coach. Then he made the switch to the men's team. He made an extraordinary comment when asked what was the biggest difference between coaching the men and women. He suggested, and he's been quoted this way, saying that the huddles during the women's basketball games smell better than the boys. All right, here's Miles Simon.
Now, LaSalle comes from a great hotbed of basketball, an area known as the Big Five in basketball. Villanova and Temple and Pennsylvania, St. Joe and LaSalle. They used to have their own tournament years ago.
Oh, it's amazing. We were talking to Bob Mullen at halftime about the fact you take schools back there with relatively small student bodies. Out here, the general rule is 30,000. Arizona with 35,000. Arizona State with 36,000.
Well, most of those are parochial Catholic schools, so they're smaller in that respect. LaSalle's about 5,000 or 5,800.
But they put a great basketball product on the floor year in and year out. All those schools back there do. Here's Simon. He's going to drive. Just get it over to Geary, who just does get it in. Three-pointer for Geary tonight, and he's in double figures. Reggie Geary with 10.
Good balance for Arizona right now. 13, 14, 12, and 10 across the board.
It's another great thing about the parochial schools back there. You mentioned their size. The percent of student body in the athletic department is incredible. They've got so many sports back there and so many students participating. Here's Townes. In fact, we saw St. Joseph out here last year, another member of the Big Five.
Here we see Townes now playing the point.
Gizzy doesn't work. Tapped down to Miles Simon. Townes guarding him. He works it inside to Stoudamire. He goes to Hose. And he gets to go to the free throw line, too. Nice spin move by the freshman. Bringing the trail man, who happens to be Joseph, this time Ray Hose.
Yeah. And again, Arizona thought going to the game that maybe their big guys could run the floor and beat the LaSalle big players down the floor. And Landgren now in there. They're very inexperienced now. They got two freshmen playing in their 4 and 5 spot.
Ray Hose makes it a three-point play, and Arizona now up by a count of 63-49. We've still got nearly 12 minutes to go. Do stick around.
There are many ways to eat, but there's no wrong way to eat, as long as you eat right. Great tasting foods can be prepared so they're low in saturated fat and cholesterol, which will reduce your risk of high blood cholesterol and heart disease. So, eat right. Eat a low-fat diet. Good food, good for your heart. For free low-fat recipes, call 1-800-575-WELL.
LaSalle University, we've heard all the reasons adults have for not going back to school. LaSalle offers flexible schedules tailored to your busy lifestyle. With LaSalle's 4 Delaware Valley locations, we're sure you could squeeze us in. And with LaSalle's accelerated degree program, you can reach your goals faster than you thought possible. So as you see, all your concerns about going back to school are a thing of the past. LaSalle University.
Mid-Atlantic Bank. Service.
Waiting too long for decisions? We give you fast answers on borrowing.
Service.
Want a bank that really listens? Understanding your individual needs is our top priority.
Service.
Looking for a better way to reach your financial goals? Our advice can help.
Service. We didn't invent it. We're just trying to perfect it.
Back at McHale Center with the Domino's Pizza scoreboard. It's Century night in the NCAA. Maryland will be the Explorers' next opponent. They won tonight 100-73, and Michigan State threw a century at Cleveland State tonight. They also won 100-61. Landgren, Haywood, Townes. Big difference in the game at this point is the shooting percentage, although Townes helps out with that.
But they're 35, but they shot 37% from three-point land in the first half, and of course you don't have to shoot as well when you're making those threes. They've only had 1 3 in this particular half, so that's been the big difference. And they still haven't been able to get the ball inside.
Ball tipped by Townes, another good defensive play, 2-on-1, he goes to Gizzy. He misses the easy deuce. Ouch. Simon working it to Stoudamire.
There's the trap in the corner again, and the trap on the wing.
Back to Stoudamire. He opened up the half with 3 straight threes. He's going to give it to his friend Reggie Geary. Won't get the 3. However, O's underneath makes sure.
Boy, Ray O's at 19. He's been averaging 16 for the Cats. 8 rebounds. He's got a chance again for another double-double for Ray O's.
All right, the Explorers are going to explore their options right now. We have another timeout. Arizona up by 14.
If it runs, if it swings, if it jams, if it skates, if it spikes, if it slides, if it accelerates, if it hits and hits and hits, if it birdies, if it receives, if it kicks, if it serves, if it competes, if it scores and scores and scores and scores and scores, then it must be Sports Channel. 24 hours of the best sports from the region and the world. If it's sports, then it must be Sports Channel.
Mid-Atlantic Bank. Service.
Is your money spread between banks and brokers? For one dependable source, come to us.
Service.
2 p.m. or 2 a.m. You can call us and reach a real banker, not just a computerized voice.
Service.
Need a bank that sees your point of view? Well, we're flexible in finding solutions to meet your needs.
Service. We didn't invent it. We're just trying to perfect it.
It's a shootout at the Shore, Saturday, January 7th at 6:45 p.m. when the LaSalle Explorers meet top 5 foe UMass at the Atlantic City Convention Center. The game features former Atlantic City High School alums Lou Rowe against Romaine Haywood as UMass is challenged by Speedy Morris's up-and-coming Explorer Quintet. It will be a special night of major college basketball action at its best. Tickets are available at all Delaware Valley Ticketmaster outlets or call the LaSalle Ticket Office at 215-951-1999.
Back at McHale Center, 10 minutes and 38 seconds remain in the game. The Wildcats 14 points in front of LaSalle. It was a 3-point game at halftime. Haywood, good move to the baseline, counted, he'll go to the line.
Boy, good strong move, great extension.
Romaine Haywood, Atlantic City High School, Atlantic City, New Jersey, 6'6", 200-pounder, good size body, good-looking athlete.
Yeah, on that last possession, we get a chance to see Reggie Geary really dogging Townes, just would not let him catch the basketball.
Haywood, one of the tri-captains of this side, has had a tendency over the years to be foul-prone. Tonight he's got 3. Geary, Stoudamire, he's trapped.
And LaSalle try to extend their defense, try to get something going for them. Trapping at half court out of their 1-2-2.
Stoudamire works it to Geary. 12 seconds remain on the shot clock. And Ray O's Not known for as much of a scorer early in his career, but he's made such steady progress since he's been at Arizona. He's got 21 tonight.
He had that tough 10 or 12-foot jumper. He's been very good. He hit 3 earlier in the ball game, and then he's taken the ball to the basket a couple times. He's been very good on the free throw line. He just had a great night.
Haywood with a 3. He's got 6 quick points. 10-point game once again. LaSalle pulling within striking range of Arizona. Stoudamire works it to Miles Simon. Arizona with 3 guards on the court once again. The other being Geary. Here's Stoudamire. Simon going to take it for 3. And that hit the shot clock. Out of bounds to LaSalle.
He's what we call a hard shooter, and that thing hit the rim and just boom, just exploded up the top of the backboard.
Blair replaces Rayos.
Simon really doesn't have the kind of a shot that sits on the rim and bangs around. It's either in with no iron at all, or boy, it hits off that iron pretty hard. But he's a good shooter. They run that one up quite a bit. Arizona runs that with Stoudamire quite a bit.
Townes, a little bit of fall away. Still picks it up, but just 2 for that one. He's got 19 points now. They go into Geary, and he slaps it in. Reverse shovel shot.
Yeah, down the backside of that zone. When that zone shifts over, that backside man or weak side man has a lot to cover. But his #1 responsibility is to take care of that lob and cover that backside.
Burke going after 3, won't go, and Burke comes up with his own rebound. Landgren for 2, long distance, and that goes behind the basket. Out of bounds to Arizona.
You saw Coach Speedy pointing to Townes, who was in the corner wide open. And Landgren at 6'9" takes the shot. I'm sure he'd rather have Townes take it.
Probably. Geary finds Simon, he quickly goes. Corey Williams goes back out to Simon. Freshman just does handle it over to the corner. That won't go, as Geary missed the 3-pointer. Kareem Townes.
Pretty good matchup right here. Townes got not a bad dribbler.
Throws it up again and in for 3. He's a dandy, averaging 24 points a game. He's got 22 in this game. And now all of a sudden the Explorers have pulled within 7.
He had 38 against Notre Dame last year. He had 37 yesterday against Baylor.
Simon into Blair, and I think that is probably one. If there's going to be any piece in Lute Olson's life tonight, it's going to be seeing that big body underneath the basket, throwing people around and getting the 2. Here's Newton for a turnaround, and he puts it down. There's a shooting exhibition going on here right now.
Yeah, both teams shooting a lot better right now. LaSalle was at 34%.
Simon to Stoudamire. Here's Blair. Going to go to the basket again, and with the nice touch, he picks up 2 more points. He's got 6 now. He did not play in the first half.
He's got that nice big body, and he can lean against you, and it's just tough. And he's being covered by Newton, who's about 6'6", so he's not going to have a very tough time getting his shot away.
And a foul. Push foul.
Ball is on Arizona. 44.
And it's going to be on Reggie Geary.
Reggie Geary's trying to fight through those screens and stay with Townes, and he's pushing and shoving and doing everything he can to stay with him.
Rayos returns to the lineup. Corey Williams will take the seat. Townes kicks it out to Haywood. Haywood working past Geary, gets a good screen, puts it off the glass. Count 2 more. Romaine Haywood with 17 points. And LaSalle hanging tough. They will not go away. 73-66. Arizona out in front. Stoudamire works the corner. Miles Simon off the glass. He really fires it off the glass and in.
Well, when you're a hard shooter like he is, that's a good shot for that kind of a player. Use the glass, a spot shooter, and he does that well. Well, he split the seam on that very quick. You know, that first step of his is quick.
Haywood for 3. Short, and Simon with the rebound. Geary with some options at the other end. Lobs it to Blair. Behind he goes. And the 14,000 plus here seem to enjoy seeing Joseph Blair back on the floor for Arizona. The same can't be said for the Explorers, though. They call timeout. We'll be back to McHale Center right after.
If it runs, if it swings, if it jams, if it skates, if it spikes, if it slides, if it accelerates, if it hits and hits and hits, if it birdies, if it receives, if it kicks, if it serves, if it competes, if it scores and scores and scores and scores and scores, then it must be Sports Channel. 24 hours of the best sports from the region and the world. If it's sports, then it must be Sports Channel.
Mid-Atlantic Bank. Service.
Is your money spread between banks and brokers? For one dependable source, come to us.
Service.
2 p.m. or 2 a.m. You can call us and reach a real banker, not just a computerized voice.
Service.
Need a bank that sees your point of view? We're flexible in finding solutions to meet your needs.
Service. We didn't invent it. We're just trying to perfect it.
It's a shootout at the shore Saturday, January 7th at 6:45 p.m. when the LaSalle Explorers meet top 5 foe UMass at the Atlantic City Convention Center. The game features former Atlantic City High School alums Lou Rowe against Romaine Haywood as UMass is challenged by Speedy Morris's up-and-coming Explorer Quintet. It will be a special night of major college basketball action at its best. Tickets are available at all Delaware Valley Ticketmaster outlets or call the LaSalle ticket office at 215-951-1999.
You're watching Sports Channel.
Next time we get together, we'll be in El Paso, Texas. And the Wildcats take on the Miners Saturday night. We'll have it for you live right here on KTTU and the Wildcat Network beginning at 8 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. The Wildcats have not lost yet in the lower 48.
No, they haven't. But the Miners are 2-1 right now. They got a ball game against Houston Baptist before they play Arizona.
I think if Lute Olson at home, which is unusual, is going to be very happy with that postcard. 56% from the floor for the Wildcats.
Yeah, they've shot much better. They've done a better job on the threes. Of course, Damon got him started out with those 3 early in the first half. He's been a little quiet here late in the ball game.
Blair on the turnaround and won't go. He is fouled. And if it's on, Van Teesling, and it is, and he has completed his service for the night. 5 fouls. Good effort, though. See where this sophomore, he comes from the Netherlands. By the time he's a senior,
yeah,
puts a little more meat on the bones, and he's going to be ready to go.
He's really made some progress. I think as you look at this LaSalle team and you project down the road, they've got 5 wins already. I think they've got a great chance of getting in the NCAA playoffs. In some magazines, they're picked to win their conference, although in some magazines, they're also picked about 3rd. Xavier, which has been a power in that league for years, is picked by some to finish on the top.
All right, Joseph Blair, who was fouled as he went to the basket, will shoot a pair. Now he's back at 50% from the free throw line. 3 of 6 so far tonight. And a line violation. So he'll get another opportunity. Derek
He might not want to shoot another one.
I was going to say. All right, let me ask you, when is basketball going to designated free throwers?
I don't know if they'd ever do that. They did at one time, 1924 or 25. You had one player that shot all your free throws.
Don't give them any ideas. Nobody will be practicing this stuff. Here's Townes. A lot of movement. Kicks it back outside. Here's Burke for 3. Won't go. The ball tipped over to Gary. Simon for 3. He answers with it.
Nice skip pass against the zone. Throwing it across court. And again, we talked about penetrating and kicking off. And another zone offensive principle is to skip the ball across and flatten out the zone and make that zone shift from side to side. And Arizona's done that pretty well. They've got some lobs. They've also got some skip passes that have resulted in 3-point baskets.
Blair with the rebound. Ball tipped away by Townes. He picks it off. Stoudamire thought it was going out of bounds. Townes at the other end lays it in gently, nicely.
Again, you see the nice big hands and long arms of Townes.
You see a lot of them get going that fast. They can't control the velocity when they get to the basket. He can. Talented player. From the side, here's Miles Simon. Made it last time, missed this time. Ball ends up with Joseph Blair, now to Townes.
I think where Arizona's done a pretty good job on Townes. If they've been up on him and made him hurry his shot just a little, it makes a difference. He has a tendency to force the basketball. But boy, when he has time, he's really a nice-looking shooter.
Newton. And a whistle underneath. Well, by the gestures, you would assume it's on Reggie Geary. And there's the confirmation.
Foul is on Arizona 44. Reggie Geary.
Now for Geary, that is his third personal foul. Arizona has 16 fouls.
Geary has 12 points. His opposition, Townes, has 24, right at his average.
Burke, three-pointer, he nails it. They won't go away. 3 more points for Burke. 9-point Arizona lead.
Good
3 minutes.
solid guards. I'm impressed with Arizona with the LaSalle guards, Burke and Townes. I think they're going to carry him a long ways.
Yeah, they say you win with guards.
And give those other guys a chance to get better. Burke is tough.
Simon. Stoudamire all alone for 3. That's like watching him warm up. You give him that much time.
Special set play for Stoudamire coming off the baseline with a double screen. And you saw Blair and O's and Townes trying to get through that screen.
No way. There's too much bulk out there. Blair showing the bulk again. Comes up with the basketball. Arizona controls it with 3 minutes and a little change left in the game. 83-71 Wildcats. A 3-point game at halftime. LaSalle's has hung tough tonight.
LaSalle see going man-to-man now. They're behind. They had to get out of their zone unless they're going to trap with it. There's that same play again. O's and Blair, 2 pretty big bodies. Screen there. Oh, Townes almost got that again.
Those are 2 very quick people right there. Townes and Stoudamire. Townes to get in there and Stoudamire to recover. Stoudamire goes underneath, throws it up, and it won't go. Burke comes up with the basketball. Passes up the 3, gives it to Haywood for 3. Won't go. Miles Simon. Ball batted away by Townes, recovered by Burke.
Long arms, good hands again.
Extraordinary quickness. Burke lays it for 2. Count him. He's a machine tonight. Burke now with 20 points.
He's having a great night. He shot over 50% in the first half with 12 points, so he's been pretty consistent for both halves.
I was going to say, here's a young man who averages 12 points a game. He's on the road against the 7th-ranked team in the nation. He's having a great night. And ball out of bounds. Another turnover, the lane violation. Jim Rosborough concerned. He's got a 10-point lead, 1:45 left in the game. Matter numbers now. Newton, Burke. LaSalle's going to need a couple of 3s. Here's the first attempt. It won't go. Simon, the freshman, with a key rebound here in the late going. And that might do it. 1:30 to go. 83-73, Arizona out in front. Rayos on the turnaround, pops it up, won't go, tapped out of bounds to Arizona. Rayos, 2 rebounds shy of his 2nd consecutive double-double. He's got 21 points and 8 rebounds thus far tonight. Doing some great work. Geary inbounds the ball, finds Blair. Blair finds the basket. Been like a boxing match, and Arizona coming up with a big hitter late in the game. Joseph Blair's return. Here's Townes, all alone. Won't go for the 3. Stoudamire the rebound. And Burke is going to take the foul to stop the clock. 1:03 left in the basketball game.
Number 23, Paul Burke, his 4th personal, 10th team foul. At the line for Arizona, shooting 2, number 20, Damon Stoudamire.
Damon Stoudamire at the line. Stoudamire with 16 points tonight. Came in averaging 19, so he's just shy or 1 3-pointer away from his average. Reggie Geary out of the basketball game.
Number 23.
Mike Dickerson comes in to replace him. Ray O's is going to take a chair now after another great night. Stoudamire cans the second one. He's got 17 points. Burke, cross country to Townes. Cross country shot won't go. Here's Stoudamire. He's got Kelly at the other end. Goes back to Blair. Boom! A giant Roman candle set in the middle of the Arizona lane. Under a minute to go. Burke won't go. Here's Stoudamire. He's going to shoot it this time. Back to trailman Dickerson. The freshman picks up a pair. Half a minute to go. Haywood for 3. Nothing but net. 90-76. Going to try. Townes going to try to put the foul, and Burke finally gets the foul. 17.6 seconds. Let's take a look now at the AutoZone play of the game. Reggie Geary finding Joseph Blair, reverse slam it down. Joseph Blair returning after a couple of games away. He seems to be enjoying himself on the hardwood again. Our AutoZone play of the game. Damon Stoudamire with a chance at the line. He can get his point total back up to his average. There's the 18th point. He's 1 shy from the average, and he's got it. 19 points. Fits rather nicely for him. Steve Fromo, sophomore out of Folsom, Pennsylvania, into the ball game now for LaSalle. Townes shakes off Simon, throws it up, it won't go. Fromo puts it up, it won't go. Off the glass, still won't go. Blair controls it. And he throws it into the Arizona bench. And they're going to call it full time. Our final score, Arizona 92, LaSalle 76. We'll be right back. We'll be talking with Ray O's right after these messages.
Mid-Atlantic Bank. Service.
Is your money spread between banks and brokers? For one dependable source, come to us.
Service.
2 p.m. or 2 a.m. You can call us and reach a real banker, not just a computerized voice.
Service.
Need a bank that sees your point of view? We're flexible in finding solutions to meet your needs.
Service. We didn't invent it. We're just trying to perfect it.
It's a shootout at the shore Saturday, January 7th at 6:45 p.m. when the LaSalle Explorers meet top 5 foe UMass at the Atlantic City Convention Center. The game features former Atlantic City High School alums Lou Rowe against Romaine Haywood as UMass is challenged by Speedy Morris's up-and-coming Explorer Quintet. It will be a special night of major college basketball action at its best. Tickets are available at all Delaware Valley Ticketmaster outlets or call the LaSalle ticket office at 215-951-1999.
You're watching Sports Channel.
Ray O's had a career high rebounding game against the Houston Cougars on Thursday night. He comes back tonight with another 21 points and 8 rebounds. He's along with Bruce Larson right now. Take it away, Coach.
Yeah, thank you, Dave, our player of the game, Ray O's. Ray, you've been really Mr. Consistency for the Wildcats lately. Also, we've heard that you're the most underrated player for the Arizona Wildcats. Any reason for the extended scoring and rebounding?
Well, JB's been gone. You know, we haven't had a big guy in there, so I've been taking the place of the big guy. So that's been leaving a lot of openings for me, you know, to get more shots, and you know, and I'm just working harder.
Offensively, last couple of ball games, we've watched you put the ball on the floor and take it to the basket. That's complemented that short jump shot you've been putting in the hole. Is that what you've been working on over the season or early in the season?
Yeah, in the summer, I worked on, trying to work on putting down the ball a little bit more, shooting from the outside, my perimeter game. So it's paying off.
You've been consistent. Each year you've been here, you've improved your shooting, your rebounding. Every year. As you look at Rayo's right now, what's the next area that you would have to improve on, or you'd like to get your game to a level to be more productive? What do you think you need to do?
Probably just come out and be more intense. Every game just be real intense, and just be more perimeter oriented. Because when I'm gonna try to play at the next level, and I need to work my perimeter game.
I think you'll be able to play at the next level. Salle, pretty good basketball team. Damon, a little cold earlier, didn't really look for his shot. Was that part of your game plan to try to move the ball around and get it inside early?
Not really. We didn't expect them to really extend that far out in the zone. They were covering Damon real well, so that left the middle open for me, and we just took advantage of it.
We hit those early jump shots. Great ball game. Congratulations. Good luck against the Miners.
I'll say, Coach O, we hope you get better. We need you out here, so hurry up and get better and come back.
I'm sure he'll get better, and you gave Coach Roseborough his first win. He's undefeated. You gonna be able to live with him next week?
Oh, yeah. He'll have a big head, but we'll live with him.
Congratulations, Ray. Back to you, Dave.
The pride and joy of San Bernardino, California. Ray O's has been our guest. We'll be back to McHale Center to wrap things up right after these messages.